Welcome to 0 to 60. Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 60 Football Academy and 60 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of the football.
That was his dream to play for Colorado.
McChesney grew up in Colorado, always wanted to be a Buffalo, has had a great career.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We're at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much. What's happening? Happy Monday. This is 0 to 60. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. My man Bailey's on the ones and the motherfucking twos as usual. That is the computer. He makes this bitch run. Without him, there is no show. So thank you to Bailey for all he does. We are live down here at the 60 Football Academy fucking bridge to everybody's goals. Everybody just got done grinding this morning. It's been a great morning. Had a wonderful meeting with Coach Schwartz up at the University of Washington today. Offensive line coach came down and watched Dunn's family grind and met with a bunch of the guys and had a great meeting about the fucking players. And he's a bad man up there in Seattle. That's where Ryan Walters and Caleb Wilson, a bunch of Dungeon family are up there already. Tomorrow, the number of coaches and meetings I have tomorrow is unbelievably awesome. I love being busy, and I love all the eyes on the Dungeon family. It's been a crazy fucking weekend of football, some great games, and one absolute fucking just bludgeoning by the Seahawks, who might be the best team in football, especially with Bo Nix going down. So we have a lot to talk about, including the transfer portal. It is closed, thank God, and we can get to the business of building your football team in the winter conditioning and spring windows and roll into the fall. High school recruiting is on the up. Again, I think it's easier to get recruited as a high school player now, where a lot of people think it's harder. A lazy, entitled asshole is going to think it's harder because they're no longer just giving away scholarships. This is now a business where you must get hired. And to get hired, you need to have something more than just potential and Uncle Bob's recommendation. So this is 0 to 60. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. The super chats and the subs are open. Nick needs new shoes. He's growing like a fucking weed. And Logan's playing football now too, and he might be bigger than his brother. So let's fucking go. Also, Coach Stokes, I'm glad I just saw your name at the bottom of this. My fat fucking hand and wrist snapped my ramp band.
Oh, you snapped the ramp band, Matt.
Snapped it, and I'm pissed because I don't have one. So, brother, could you please fucking ship me a new one, please? I'm trying to get all my people in here on the ramp bands. They are incredible. Coach Stokes does a great job with that. So make sure you go check all that out. Make sure you use the promo code 6024, and you can go to Opportunity Knocks, check out the ramp band, and that is like a portal from your phone to all your information as a player and as a business. So, yeah, man, I know I'm a little all over the place here, but that's what we do here. I cannot wait for the show. We're going to try and bang this out in a clean 45 and hit the fucking road. So, Bailey, roll.
Let's roll, Matt. 0 to 60, the premier show for Colorado Buffalo football coverage, brought to you by the Believe Network, FanDuel, and Game Time. What a weekend of football, Matt. I thought it was an unbelievable weekend of football. I mean, Seahawks, I told you, was putting belt to ass against the 49ers. I told you.
Like, I don't know why I didn't believe. Maybe I just wanted San Francisco to win. But look, I don't think the Broncos can win the Super Bowl anymore.
Yeah.
I almost don't want them to go just because I don't want something shitty. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull Foles or a Hostetler or a Bubby Brister. We'll talk about that in a second, but fucking Seattle, Jesus Lord in heaven, that's a good football team. Leonard fucking Williams, bro. I was in the film room this morning watching. You saw what I posted, right?
I saw you go post something on Leonard Williams. That was nice.
The fucking move that Leonard Williams did, it looks so subtle on film, and people don't even really recognize what he's doing. But everything he's doing is calculated. It is so technical. I love watching 99 play, bro. Like, I hate the fact that he was also a Jet. Like, of course. Like,
of course, the Jets get rid of him.
An ex-Jet. I've always hit his defensive line coach in college was Chris Wilson. My defensive line coach in college is Coach Wilson. Like, there's a connection there, and I just think he might be the best three technique in football. This game. First of all, San Francisco looked beat down. They looked hurt. They look like Christian McCaffrey looks hurt. Everybody looks beat up and slow. And they are. Their whole fucking team's out. It caught up with them. Seattle is so good. Like, that Rams-Seattle game is going to be a fucking war, bro. They split in the regular season, right?
Yep, they split.
And was it the Rams game that ended, like, with the crazy – like 2-point conversion and the controversy? That was the crazy game, right?
That was the most recent one, in Seattle.
Yeah. And so I would imagine that Rams-Seattle is going to be an absolute fucking war. Like, these two teams know each other. They hate each other. They're division rivals. And these are the best two teams in football. Whoever wins the NFC title game is winning the Super Bowl.
I agree. It's unfortunate because you're Broncos. I mean, Bo Nix getting hurt like that.
Whoa. Fuck, man. Like, look, the Rams game was entertaining. It was snowy. They got the win. Chicago kind of fucked it up. I know everybody's blaming fingernails for the throw, but DJ Moore stopped his route. Fucking run, you piece of shit. You're a great player. Why would you put that on the fucking film at the end? Chicago could either be this is the start of something, or they're gonna Commanders, and next year they'll be 4-13 again, and Caleb will get hurt or something. So yeah, Seattle, LA is gonna be awesome. But bro, the Patriots won. There's our fucking stuff about the Patriots. Fuck them. They come to play the Broncos. I hate the Patriots more than any fucking franchise alive. They might as well be the Nebraska Cornhusker New England Patriots. All right. I love Vrabel. I respect the shit out of them. I respect the shit out of New England. I just hate their cheating asses, and they're back in the AFC title game again. Motherfucker. They're really good, and their defense is really good, and Christian Gonzalez is awesome, and I love Vrabel, and fuck. I hate that I like so many of their players because I really hate the logo more than maybe anything.
Yeah.
So they won. There's the end of that conversation. I told you CJ Stroud was a bum, everyone.
Hold on. We're going to talk about CJ. We got to talk about him later this week.
I told everybody.
He played like
multiple times that he was a bum, and everyone told me I was crazy, and he played like absolute dog shit the entire time in the playoffs.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
But the Broncos, okay. First of all, the environment was insane. It was so fucking loud. Everybody's loving it. I mean, can you turn the sound on? You're not going to be talking. This is the touchdown pass. I'm a South Korean. You know what that is, yeah, Mark.
Oh, that's awesome. That is gold, Matt.
And look, bro, like I was a huge Bronco fan before I grew up and became a football player, right? My first memory as a Bronco fan is it being in the South Stands with my dad and all of his biker buddies when I was a fucking kid watching Ernest Biner fumble on the 2-yard line in the second AFC title game that they played the Browns back-to-back. like that. And I was like a kid, like, what's going on? I'm like 8 years old and shit. There's all these hammered bikers around me, just drunk as fuck, screaming Bronco, like everybody. That's what this team brings everybody together. So we sit in the south stands, and it's just we've got a nice little pocket of folks there. It's really awesome. So I'm sitting there before we get into the game. I'm sitting there, and there's always like you see the people that have season tickets, right? Mm-hmm. And you always see them, and then they sell tickets every now and then. New people will show up, sit in the seats. And I'm sitting there, and like third quarter rolls around, and this kid just walks up out of nowhere again and goes, are you 6-0 Academy? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I love your fucking videos. This is crazy. Oh my God, I've been looking at you from across the way. I knew it was you. And he like looks back at his buddies, and it's like 15 different people. He's like, it's him. And they're all like, yeah. And they all start shaking their hips in the row and shit. And I'm like, holy fuck, dude. We started a goddamn trend. So he comes down, takes a picture and shit. And it was pretty cool. That's awesome. But yeah, I'm famous for ass shaking. So figure that out. I'm more famous for shaking ass than Shakira, motherfucker.
People start doing the shit at the stadium.
Right, dog. Here, I got good hips. You know what I'm saying? Like I got pass rusher hips as an offensive lineman. I can roll them hips. I can open them hips. I can step through. I can teach you how to shake that ass. I'll make it clap.
Shit.
So that was pretty awesome. But then back to the game. The game was incredible.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, were there some bad calls maybe by the refs? They went the Broncos' way, so I'm not going to sit here and bitch about it.
No, you're not mad about them.
Do I think it was a pick? They said it was a pick.
Yeah, let's be okay. Well,
I feel like he was down and had the ball.
That's what I feel like. Because look, and then I'll talk about process.
You stop it right.
Watch the knee right
there. He's got the ball.
Possession.
And he's down.
That's the catch.
Devontae Adams last night was down, and they stripped the ball out, and they called it down. So I just want consistency, and I'm not trying to hate the Broncos. I'm glad this went our way. Now, that said, when he rolls over, does the ball kind of float in his chest again? Yeah, it does. So maybe they looked at it and said he didn't really have control. I don't know. This is an all-time conspiracy theory play, and it went the Broncos' way. And I'm right now with Bo Nix getting hurt, I'm sure Roger Goodell is saying, I wish this would have gone the other way. Because now you got, no offense to Jared Stidham, we love you, and you're the backup, and I hope it all works out, but what the fuck? The game was incredible. I thought Buffalo outplayed Denver, but Denver got 5 turnovers, so that's why they won. I was listening to Turn It On. This is the game. Oh! Money. Fuck yeah, baby! Hell yeah,
What an environment.
Yeah, it was dope as fuck. So, like, at that point, I was like, holy shit, dog. We're going to the AFC title game. We're going to fuck up New England or Houston. I'm talking to Bree about Super Bowl tickets and shit when we're leaving the building. We get in the car, turn on the radio, and the first thing I hear is Coach Logan go, breaking news, Bo Nix has a broken ankle. He's out for the season. Season's over.
Oh.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm hitting my weed pen like I so fast. I'm like, take me out of reality. Take me out of reality. Like, I couldn't believe it. And if you're the NFL, I'm sure you'd rather have a healthy Josh Allen against a healthy Drake May in the AFC title game in a divisional matchup. But that's not what they got. They're in Denver, and I'm worried. It is Monday. By Thursday, I'll probably think the Broncos can't lose. But right now, I'm freaked out. I'm freaked out because Stidham is really good, but he's a backup. And look, the Nick Foles situation. Carson Wentz got hurt against the Rams diving into the end zone like week 11.
Yeah, that's true.
Nick Foles took over the rest of the season, had rapport with the players, got into the playoffs, won a wild card game on the Boink field goals at Chicago, right? Went on the road and won 2 more games. Mm-hmm. And it was all in like they won a wild card game and then the 1 seed lost. And like, I'm pretty sure Philly hosted the NFC title game. I can't really remember how it went down, but or maybe that was the year after with Nick Foles. I can't really remember. But I know Nick Foles, he went in and played the entire year and the playoffs, right?
Yeah, he played like a good 6 or 7 games in the playoffs.
And they hosted Minnesota. That was the Case Kism year. So it was the next year that the Chicago Boink was.
I think Case, what was it? Case Keenum was 2017.
So in 2018 they went on the road because he was the starter again the next year, and they were in the wild card, and then it fell apart year 3.
Right.
So Foles, they were still the 1 seed. He kept them the 1 seed. They ended up beating the Vikings in the NFC title game, beat them handily. Went to the Super Bowl. I went to that Super Bowl. I was on media row that whole week. It was awesome. And then Coach Wilson, my D-line coach, was the Eagles defensive line coach at that time. So that was pretty cool watching them win a ring. But he had a lot of time in between, like playing week 12 and the Super Bowl, right? Jeff Hostetler, when did Phil Simms go down? Does anybody remember? I think Phil Simms went down like the second to last week of the season, and Hostetler got to play the entire playoffs.
That's a big difference than what this.
And that's a huge difference. This is like you haven't played in a game since 2023, and now your first game back is the AFC title game against the fucking Patriots.
Yeah.
I don't know if people know this, but outside of the AFC West, there's not a bigger rival in the NFL for the Broncos than the Patriots. Like, I would say the Patriots are a bigger rival than the Raiders right now because the Raiders are dog shit. The Chargers are not a rival. You have a Disneyland fucked up team. Your team sucks. You're always going to suck. You're always going to Charger. You're not our rival. You're like a step cousin, or you're like a dad's illegitimate fucking daughter we didn't know about until you were 30. You're not part of the family. The Chiefs are a major rival, and I fucking hate them. But I'd say the Patriots and the Chiefs are equal in Broncos fans' eyes. So that's going to be awesome. It would be incredible if we had a matchup of quarterbacks in the same round in the same draft, both wearing number 10. Just, it sucks. So I don't know how they're going to fix this, dog. This is on Thursday, actually, now to spark the old dude's memory. Thursday at 1:00, we'll have Jake the Snake Plummer on the show, ex-Bronco quarterback who won a division game, lost in the AFC title game, and then, unharmoniously was ran out of town by Mike Shanahan. That was really stupid, by the way, because he was a way better player than Jay Cutler. And we'll have Jake on the show Thursday to talk about this, talk about the Broncos' chances and the title games and whatnot. Jake's a great friend and a great dude, and I'm pumped to have him on the fucking show. So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't really actually ever feel sorry for anyone. Like, this is the NFL. I feel terrible for this kid. Like, that's terrible. That's like some McChesney luck, bro. Who does this?
On like the second to last play, Matt? This play,
last play, and then he took a knee and then jogged up like this one right here. He got somehow that broke his ankle. Like when he landed, maybe his toe hit the ground the wrong way, and it just. And look, I played a game, or I played 2 games in NFL Europe. I played the last game of the season to go to the title game. We won, and the title game that we lost. And like JT O'Sullivan, who we've had on the show, is like a 12-year vet. He was our quarterback, and it was awesome. Matt Sinclair, who played for the Redskins, played Illinois. He played 10 years. He was our middle linebacker. And my boy Chuck Massant, who I played with the Jets, was our center. And it was just, I know people look at NFL Europe and they turn their nose, but it was honestly the most fun I've ever had playing football in my life. And we were really good. And our head coach, Mike Jones, we used to play Friday nights. So if you won, he'd give us off until Wednesday morning. You don't have to be back till Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. So we'd get on a train and like go to Amsterdam. I had a ton of fun there. It was awesome. Neither here nor there. I broke my leg. I got rolled up on in like the 6th game of the season, and they broke my left ankle. And I like blew out my syndesmosis. It was bad. And I didn't want to leave because we were good, and I knew we were going to play for the title. So I rehabbed for 2 weeks and played the last 3 weeks. And I would tape it, cast it, and then retape it over my shoe, and it hurt.
Oh.
But I played 3 games on a broken leg, but I don't play quarterback. Like, I'm in a phone booth. Like, I can just take a bunch of fucking Vicodin and shoot me up with Toradol. By the way, everyone that was like freaking out because NFL players take Toradol shots, you're fucking children. You're a fucking child. Shut your mouth. Like, I would say to the doctor, like, give me whatever you got. I want to play. I'll deal with this after the season. I don't think that that's what this is. I don't think he can Jack Youngblood this. And honestly, don't answer this, Bailey, because I don't know if you know. I don't. We'll see. Who's Jack Youngblood to everybody in the fucking comments? Don't Google it either, you cowards.
I can answer, but I won't.
And I don't know if we can Jack Youngblood this.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched Phillip Rivers play a game with no ACL. Do I want Bo to try and tough it out? Yeah. I know that's selfish and kind of a dick, but I fuck, dog. I also, I just want our starter out there. Fuck. So, yeah, this is terrible. It's bad. I really feel bad for this kid to get him to the precipice and have this happen. It's terrible luck. It's terrible football karma. But there ain't shit we can do about it. We just got to ride with Stiddy. I mean, do we call Phillip Rivers? I can't fucking believe I just said that.
Like me, Matt.
No!
Phillip Rivers. I'm saying Cam Newton. I'm seeing. Oh man. So none of those are an option, apparently.
No, man. Might as well call Tom Brady.
He's too busy. He's getting paid.
No, I'm not okay. We got to call Phillip fucking Rivers. You think I'm okay? Go away.
If you guys are watching, pound the like button. Let's, Matt, let's go. We could go back into the NFL towards the end here. We got to get into Colorado Buffalo's football coverage here. So, the title of the show is Colorado's rebuilding their roster. And Matt, CU's got several transfer portal acquisitions that I want to break down with you. Starting, obviously, you see it on the thumbnail there. Alabama transfer running back Richard Young is transferred to Colorado. So CU gets a big back. Kind of was packed behind the depth chart a little bit, but CU gets him. So that's kind of exciting for the running back room. They also got a commit from Cam Newton, class of 2026 running backs, and they added a couple other backs as well. Colorado also got a commitment from Baylor defense line. Samuel, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name, but big old 3 technique, transferred from Baylor. He was at A&M before that. I think Colorado actually flipped him from Florida, which is interesting. Good work there by Brennan Marion. CU also got a commitment from Cal transfer offensive lineman Leon Bell, big 6'8" offensive lineman, played a lot of snaps for Cal. They also got a commitment, Matt, from an Indiana transfer DB. And people were tagging us in this. And I'm like, this is a good pickup. I'm also, why is he not with IU right now, who plays tonight? And we'll give our natty picks later. I don't
care how low on the depth chart I am. I ain't walking away from the national title game.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's great. Why?
We're going to have to figure this out, Indiana, because I ain't leaving.
Yeah, that's a little confusing there. But Matt, where are you at with all these transfer portal acquisitions? There's another acquisition that we'll get into, but let's just start with those 5 or 6 that I just named. Any others? Go ahead.
I'm excited about it, man. I mean, look, is everybody going to hit? No, not everybody's going to fucking hit. We're not just going to hit on every single transfer portal kid. But I'll tell you this, they are definitely working it. These coaches are on one. Coach Box is on one. Hats off, dog. Coach Marion obviously has motivated the room to do their jobs, which is fantastic and good to see. I think the potential of the players is very high, and I just I'm basing it on one guy really, and that's Tyler Martinez, who's in the other room right now and just got done working out again. That kid has walked in. If that's the kind of kid they're bringing in here mentally, we're going to win a lot of football games because this team is going to be about that fucking work. I can't keep him out of the room. All he wants to do is study. I'll be back down here tomorrow. We got 4 days of winter conditioning. I'll be in here Saturday morning. That's what we're fucking looking for, man. Mm-hmm. That's what we're looking for at the University of Colorado. We're not just looking for the guys who think that they're already there. We're looking for the guys who fucking know they want to go and are going to do the work to do so. So I'm telling you, again, if that's the kind of cat that we are fucking bringing in mentally, we are fucking going to win a lot of games. And I'm super excited about it for the simple fact that, like, when you're one of these 4 or 5-star guys and, you know, you don't want to listen to anybody and you're getting paid left and right to do this, that, and the other, you know, sometimes those guys, the work ethic just isn't there. They think they got it all figured out. And, you know, I even talking to Washington's offensive line coach that was in here today, it's yeah, you've got to recruit the 4 and 5-star guys, but sometimes you hate it because you're not, you know, it's not about the work all the time. It's about like political bullshit. And we have to play this guy because he was a 5-star. And a lot of them are just turds. But the sweet spot is the 2 and 3-star kids that you fucking strike gold on that are like super talented, that were under recruited a little bit maybe, but they want to be great. They love football. They love the grind. They want to work. They're starving for knowledge. They're not too egotistical to actually try and get better.
Right.
That's what I think we've got an entire room full of. And, you know, Tyler's like, look, I'm going to talk to the guys. I'm going to try and get as many down here as we can to watch film. And
Good.
Nate's already come down. And, like, that's what I'm talking about. It's not a room full of kids that are scared to go on tape and maybe, like, look bad and then have somebody in the comments say something negative. It's a bunch of guys who know that they need to get better and are starving for fucking connection and starving for coaching and starving for the way to do it correctly. And honestly, I know all the fucking prime sexual idiots in the chat and Goebbels and all Goebbels and the Glazers. That's what I call them. They're a punk band now.
Goebbels we're going to talk about minister of propaganda in a second.
Yeah, Goebbels and the Glazers are going to probably hate this. And just like I posted on social media, why, Ed Bailey? Does this mean we're not friends anymore? Well, Ed, if I didn't think you were my friend, I don't know if I could bear it. So yeah, I think that, you know, they like Tyler's like, so I asked him, like, when you guys win at New Mexico State, you guys sing the fight song? I'm like, oh fuck yeah, we would get down. And I'm like, good, I'll make sure to teach you it. So maybe they can teach it to the guys instead of being scared of the tradition of the place you play at. Actually, from the mouth of 2 guys that just signed there and got paid, they actually do want to know, and they can't wait to learn it and get engulfed into the community and the fucking culture and what Colorado really is. So back at you, Neely. I actually think the guys are starving for it, and y'all just won't give it to them because you know what it requires? It requires them saying, well, we don't know, and we've got to bring in somebody that does.
That is true, Matt. And
that someone is me. And the last thing they want to do is just be like, oh, well, fuck. I know we said that this guy's like going to light you on fire, but actually he's going to set the motherfucking roof on fire when we do this correctly. So that just makes me want to double down because now I'm hearing it from the individuals. I'm not hearing it from fucking social media and a bunch of idiots that don't know what they're talking about. I'm hearing it from the players. And honestly, that's really all I give a fuck about. So, I mean, the big kid from Baylor that we flipped from Florida, he's huge. All right. And
375 or some shit. Now, big man.
I don't care if he's huge, but I guarantee you he could lose 40 pounds and probably be a better player.
100% agree.
Oh, I hope that they can slim him down and he can be an explosive force. I really love the kid from App State. I think he's a stud. The kid from Maryland they brought in, right? The big 3 technique they brought in from Maryland, the quarterback Hunter kid. I think he has a lot of potential. I like the offensive lineman they brought in. They brought in a bunch of guys with a bunch of starts. They brought in a 6'2", 300-pound center from, I think, Louisiana Lafayette.
We talked about him last week.
Well, instead of just going after the 6'6" mold where everybody's got to look the same on the offensive line, now they're evaluating film. They're not bringing in a 6'2", 300-pound center that can't play. Because you're already, I guarantee you, in the room, one of the fucking, measurable warriors that's a scout who thinks that means something Because once you reach a certain point, the measurable shit is out the door.
Facts. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like if you look at Creed Humphrey's high school measurables, he ran like a 5.5 40, and he's only like 6'2", and he's 6'2", 300, but he benched the fucking house. And on film, he's mauling the fuck out of everyone. So everyone goes, oh yeah, by the way, we don't give a fuck what he runs in the 40. That's why I love when offensive linemen get ready for the combine. They're like, I already got my 40 right. And I'm like, yeah, that's really going to save you. That'll get you. Again, I was at the combine in 2018 or 19 with Sam Jones, and I watched Orlando Brown Jr. do like 6 reps on 225. And when he took his shirt off, his titties hung to his fucking waistline like it was like a soccer sock with coins in the bottom of it. And they were just swaying back and forth and shit, fucking playing soccer with his tits. And he is like been an all-pro multiple times.
Yeah, he's been all-pro, Pro Bowl.
He got like $100 million contract. So maybe all this, like how big, strong, fast, how high you jump and shit don't mean dick. When you can either check the measurable chart and go play, or you're just a measurable warrior, and maybe that'll get you paid. So I think that we full circle on this. I think that we've actually gone after guys that can put tape out and play. Now the key is, can we develop their Division I AA and group of 6 talent that they've had? Can we develop it into Power 4 talent that can win in the Big 12? And then also, if you're going to sit there and talk to me about winning Big 12 titles, you need to have won a Big 12 title.
Period.
You don't get to sit there and say people aren't coming here because of some stupid song when actually they do want to know. And then also tell me that an all-pro left tackle that's overpaid, because that's pretty much what they said about Seaton. He's not going to help you win a Big 12 title. Well, Vic and Dre and Dan sure did help us win Big 12 titles, and they all went to the league and got drafted. And Bates got drafted. He was the right tackle, and Wayne got drafted, and he was the center, and Chris got drafted. He was our running back. And, yeah, like McCoy was a pro, and Strickland's a pro, and I'm a pro, and Brayton and Bannon and Marcus Harris and Drew Walrus and Michael Lewis, and let's just all the young guys on the roster that I'm not even talking about, Brian Ewu and Vickers, and guys that didn't even play that were just, actually guys who are going to play in the NFL absolutely help you win at the next level. So Texas Tech went out and bought a bunch of professional football players, and they won the Big 12. Now you can miss me with this. It's the same shit. Because on the trophy I hoisted, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Texas, Texas A&M, and Missouri were all on that trophy. Trophy Cincinnati on it. I feel like CU should be able to win this conference if we can get our head out of our ass.
I 100% agree, Matt. And another pickup at center we talked about last week, Pancake Hunter coming from Houston. I think it's a good pickup. But, Matt, sticking on the transfer portal acquisitions, this is an odd one that I'm a little confused about. I think Buff Nation is also confused about. So they got Javon McFadden, Ohio State offensive line transfer, 6'3", 295, and he's Jordan Seaton's cousin, Matt. So what's confusing about this, he entered the transfer portal, right? And we saw Jordan Seaton saying, yo, you want to play together? Yeah, this is when Seaton was at CU and everything was cool.
Play, cuz.
Then Seaton enters the portal. And we're like, what? We see this and we're like, okay, we kind of just disregard it. Seaton has been taking his visits around. He went to Mississippi State, Miami. He went and saw Lane Kiffin and LSU. Here's them pictured here. And Seaton posted on his story shortly after visiting there. And Seaton will also visit Dan Lanning in Oregon. But then shortly after, Colorado gets a commitment from his cousin. What the fuck? I'm confused. So what's up with this? I mean, you happy about this? First off, congratulations to the kid. Welcome to Boulder, but I'm confused by the acquisition.
Am I happy about it? Yeah. I mean, this kid has a ton of potential, obviously. He can play. He went to Ohio State. I mean, there's probably a reason why he's not at Ohio State anymore, but I'm not going to dive too much into that. I find it kind of funny that he would be recruited by somebody who left. I don't know. Maybe he's more loyal than his cousin. And look, loyalty these days in college football is a funny thing. So Seaton gave us 2 good years. He's leaving because of the bag. From what I heard from my sources inside CU, he was getting tampered with really hard and went and had no intention of going in the transfer portal whatsoever. I'm sure he'll deny this because it kind of makes him look like a bad businessman. And his uncle's his agent, and he was getting tampered with terribly. And somebody offered him too much that he could say no to, so he went and pressed CU and told them to offer it and pretty much held Colorado hostage. And CU said that they couldn't match it on top of the fact that they wouldn't because they have to re-sign everybody else on the roster. Brian Howell put out a text saying they brought in like 60 fucking dudes or some shit. And then so he pretty much had no intentions of going, got an offer he couldn't refuse, went to CU, tried to leverage it. Colorado couldn't match it. And instead of staying on the probably $1.52 million deal he's on now, because I don't think he needed to do this to go first round. I think he just needs to work harder and be more diligent with his technique and like actually give a shit about football instead of just being good at it. And then he'll go first round guaranteed. There's some people telling him, like some of the people telling him to leave because he had a second or third round grade. And that's somehow CU's fault, which I don't think that's true either. I think that's his fault. You know, you had coaches you could have developed. Like I know I said this was CU's fault at the beginning of this to a point because of the way that their offensive scheme was the last 2 years, and they still have to take accountability in that front. But the more that I hear about it behind the scenes, the more I think this was just a overplay by his agent. And it burned bridges because Coach Prime didn't like it being sprung on him the way it was, and no one else did either, including Buffalo Country. And when CU said no, it kind of shocked him. Like, well, you're going to say no to me? And he, instead of honoring the commitment he made to CU and playing one more year and going to the league and making $20 million, he left. So it's a tricky situation, bro. And look, I'm not mad at the kid for going to get paid. If he hits the portal and somebody's going to give him $5.2 million and shit, then yeah, obviously he's worth it. Again, I think he could be the first pick in the draft if he really commits to the game. I like the fact that I see him with my man Willie Anderson. Willie's been on our show before. He's going to be a Hall of Famer here soon. One of the best right tackles to ever play the fucking game. I like seeing him with Willie working on his craft. I hope that he's really working and he's not just recording, because those are two different things too. I know I post everything, but my guys are in here fucking grinding hard every day. I mean, even the coach today was like, this is some shit. I wouldn't even recruit a kid from Colorado if he wasn't in your gym. And I'm like, yeah, bro. I mean, that's a fact. That's multiple.
That's real shit too. That's pretty good praise. Yeah.
So I really hope that everything works out for both sides. But I do think that he was kind of caught off guard a little bit by this. And look, because of that, the other teams are going to reap the benefit of having a really, really good player. But when you don't run one double team concept the entire time, when you have Xavier Hill next to you, for God's sakes, and you don't run one deuce block on a 3 technique, bro, I just ran groups this morning, and with Nick's group, with Reese Russell, Nick, and Moon, and then Naz was in that group, Naz and Caden Myers. Those 5, we ran probably, and then Caleb Camping this morning with the tight end that came in that's got a bunch of offers. We probably ran, I don't know, 150 double team combos this morning alone.
Yeah.
Like quick deuce, fucking Ricos, pin and pulls, tray blocks, ace blocks, heavy concepts, all that shit, and like all on the body bags, obviously. Washington just got 5 of them, so that's pretty cool. Go to 60equipment.com. But yeah, man, I mean, it goes both ways. Everybody has to take their bite of the shit sandwich here, and hopefully all the egos can kind of shelf a little bit and people can just kind of move forward and he can go play somewhere else, and whatever happens, happens. And Colorado can move forward with somebody that wants to play left tackle here, and whatever happens, happens. So, crazy.
Well, that's a pretty big tidbit on him going to CU about the money and then not giving it to him. His reaction. It's going to be real interesting to see where he winds up, Matt, because the Miami thing. I can see Miami.
Look at this shit too. And I know it's the comments and they're just trying to pay us, but what do you mean? I was just there meeting with Coach Marion a month ago.
This is just
whenever I want. There's none of this, I don't have access shit. We have a great relationship with CU. What are you talking about? Coach Marion got everybody's information before the transfer portal opened. Everybody else is coming after the portal's closed. So,
there you go too.
The assumption that there's some strain between us because I tell the truth, that's bullshit. You guys actually think Coach Prime is soft. I think Coach Prime's tough as fuck and can take criticism and listens and here's the way people talk. And he doesn't run from it.
Yeah.
He doesn't agree with it all the time, but he damn sure doesn't run from it. So prime sexuals in here who think there's some strain. There's strain between Neely and I. I don't like Goebbels. I don't like the propagandist. I think that's ridiculous. So just because I don't get along with everybody and everyone's not my fake best friend, all of a sudden there's no access. Maybe you should just do your research a little bit better and understand who the fuck you're talking to.
Yeah, we'll talk about the minister of propaganda later. But Matt, other interesting news for CU as we'll get our natty picks in a sec. Ryan Staub, Martin Luther Staub, has transferred to Tennessee. So I saw he was meeting with LSU. He goes to Tennessee, goes to the Josh Heupel system. I'm really interested to see. He's certainly going to be competing for a starting spot, I would guess. Matt, what is your reaction to this? Because this has caught me by surprise as well. But congratulations to him nonetheless. That's big time coming to Knoxville.
Look, good for him. I doubt he's going there to start. Is he?
I don't know who their quarterback is, though. I'll be honest. They haven't. Who they brought in? They lost.
That kid that transferred in and played last year, he's done. He only had a year.
I don't think he got another year of eligibility. I don't think they granted him one. So I'm like, why? So they brought in Staub. Who else did they? I think they lost the kid Merlinger. He entered the portal.
Awesome opportunity to go fucking earn it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's the look, Staub here did what he was asked to do. The quarterback carousel last year was crazy. Everybody knows that. I'm happy for the kid. Congratulations. Go see what you can see at Tennessee. He could never see the field. He could go ball the fuck out. Who knows, bro? I mean, it's so much of this transfer portal shit and all these guys. A lot of it's fit. There's so many players that are never going to play again that are just sitting in the portal right now that are regretting the fuck out of going. Again, talking to the coach today about this, he has to talk people out about going to the transfer portal. He's like, you shouldn't go. You're not going to get picked up. Stay here and develop. We brought you here for a reason. Don't leave until you're ready to leave. Zach Henning left this year. And he gave him his blessing because he was ready to leave. He spent 4 years there. He got his degree. He's got 2 more years to play. He got tampered with hard. Arizona gave him a great deal. Zach Henning's Dungeon family went to Grandview. He was coach's fucking center up at Washington this year. He hated losing him, but they couldn't match his number. And he had developed into a hell of a player. And he's like, yeah, you should leave. Congratulations. That's great coaching. That's what you're looking for from a fucking coach. Not, some vindictive shit we can, or having the propagandists out there talking shit we can replace 4 pass defenses and the left tackle isn't worth this amount of money. We can still win a Big 12 title. You don't need to throw everybody on the bus. Kill them with kindness. Try a little honey instead of vinegar, homie. And I'm telling you this. Uh-huh.
Matt, what do you have to say to this? This guy says, I'm just pissed at Matt for going on Jason Whitlock's show. Other than that, he's man's man in my book.
All right, so you're mad at me for, okay. I want to go on Whitlock's show. This is why. Because everybody hates him. I don't necessarily like him that much either. I don't think he's as much of an asshole as you guys do. I don't know him personally, but Everyone hates him, and no one wants to hear what he has to say, and no one ever defends Coach Prime, and no one ever goes on there and pushes back. Well, I do. I don't go on there. Do I go on there, Bailey, and agree with him the whole time, or do we?
No, you go in there and preach what you've been preaching this entire time. This
is the problem with our country too. The left won't talk to the right, the middle won't talk to either, and we all hate each other. I would rather go have a disagreement with the guy openly and defend what I think and try and speak positive of Coach Prime and what they're doing. I don't understand why everybody's got a fucking problem with that. It makes no sense to me. But then the same people will turn around and listen to the in-house propaganda, spew fucking lies and bullshit, and have Scott Proctor, whoever the fuck that is, and the DNVR guys. And I have respect for Jake and Ryan.
Works for DNVR, but yes.
Like we don't need to. I don't need his face on there. You can take Neely off the show. I'm just saying, like what I'm saying is, like, I'm not attacking anybody personally. I don't agree with your message, and I think your podcast shit is bullshit. And I think you glaze and you go over shit and you make things seem like they're not important. When I hear diehard fucking CU people, especially Koenigsberg, and when I hear Proctor and Jake and everybody say that it's really not that important, the fight song isn't that, it makes me question whether or not you're really a Buffalo fan. And that sucks because Ryan's one of the biggest fans I've ever met in my life. I can't believe he would actually agree with something like that. And I don't know who Scott Proctor is, but him coming after me and saying my name, at least he said my name.
What does Scott say about you?
On the bush and shit, you know what I'm saying? So,
slow down. What does Scott say about you?
So somebody on Twitter chimed in that Scott Proctor's talking shit and trying to defend like the glazing perspective and yada, yada, yada. And I don't know who Scott is, but I found out he works for DNVR Bus, and that's cool. Talk shit. At least he said my name, if he did. I didn't hear it. It was secondhand. So look, I don't have a problem with what they do. I have a problem with their message. I think that the access, like saying that you have to kiss someone's ass to get access, is bullshit. That's not reporting, and that's not having a fucking unbiased opinion. I'm not biased in any way. I just go off what I see and what I hear. All right? I don't have anything personal against Neely. I think that him talking shit about the place that he works for is very extremely counterproductive. And I think they're wrong. I think the kids actually want to know about the history and tradition of the place they play at. And I truly believe that the pride and tradition of the Colorado Buffaloes is never entrusted to the timid or the fucking weak. And I feel like there's some very timid and weak people it's been entrusted to. And I'm going to call you the fuck out.
Exactly. And that's what we're here to do. Matt, let's move forward. We got natty picks to discuss, and we got to debate the national championship tonight. Who you got, Matt? I'm rolling with the Canes here. I think Miami's defense physicality is going to bring it to IU. Look, I think it's going to be a tough game. I think both teams are definitely going to be able to run the football. I look for Fletcher to have a big game. Carson Beck's got to really, really elevate his play here in this game. In terms of IU, Mendoza, I don't know. I think there's a lot of people thinking they're just going to blow out the Canes. I think they could be met with some physicality from Miami's defense that they haven't really seen yet personally, but we'll see. What are your thoughts on this game as we preview it?
Oh, man. What a great opportunity for the people at Indiana. I mean, bro, if you would have told me 3 years ago, Indiana's about to be fucking undefeated and playing for the national title in Miami in 2 years because they hired Skignetti and he came in and flipped the fucking script on everybody, I would have told you were crazy. I probably would have bet anything against it because there's no way. It's the worst program in college football history. Mm-hmm. What they've done is unbelievable. I mean, for Feinbaum's dumb fucking ass to come out and say it's just a nice story. I don't know how ESPN fucking keeps that dumb ass on the fucking.
Feinbaum really said that? That's some bullshit. Are you kidding me? They won the conference.
That smug fuck. I think he's just the worst fucking commentator ever. I mean, just absolutely terrible. He's so bad.
Good Lord.
Yes, this is a great story. Yes, it's also incredibly impressive, and they're really good. Their defense is excellent. Their quarterback's a great player in college. We'll see what he does in the league. Have fun with the Raiders. Their three-headed receivers are incredible. I love their backs. Their offensive line is mean as fuck, and they play hard. The interior three for this team are probably the best interior three in college football. But Miami has the best two tackles.
True.
I think that this is good on good tonight, and I truly believe this. If Mesidor and Bain play at the level that both of them can play at, because they disappeared in the Ole Miss game. Bain had a good stat line, but he had to move inside and play 2-eye and 3 technique because 99 went down.
They're moving him all over the place. The minute
99, can you figure out if 99's playing tonight? I can't remember his name, but he's a really good player inside. And because of that, Bain had to move inside, and you can tell it took away from his pass rush. If Bain and Mesidor get to play outside the whole time and they dominate, that's how they win this game. Because then they're going to have balls thrown early. You know how advantageous they are in the secondary to pip those balls off and take them to the house. They prey on turnovers. I just think that Miami defensively is really, really good. And I want to pick the Canes, and I hope they win. And I'm going to put some money on them on FanDuel that they're going to win. But I also would not be surprised if Indiana just comes out and opens up a fucking can, bro. Because eventually Carson Beck is going to play like Carson Beck.
You really think he's going to fold like that?
I don't think he's going to fold. I just don't think he's very good. Like, we'll put it like this. Do you think that the offense from Miami can play like they did against A&M and still win this game?
No. I mean,
so what would be a good defensive outing tonight?
What's up?
What would be a good defensive outing for Miami? Like, how many points do you give up to Indiana, who, mind you, won the Big Ten title?
Because I think Miami's going to have to score at least 30 to win.
They score like 38 against Alabama, and they put 56 on Oregon. Okay?
Yeah, you can't let it get into a tracking like that.
So if you hold them to 24 points, you would think you're going to win that game, right?
Yes. Okay. I think so.
Okay. Well, that means they need to score more than fucking 10. That's for damn sure. So I just think that, like, look, do I want Carson Beck to do well? Yeah. I mean, look, he's banging Annabelle Danger right now, so something's working. I'll tell you, Carson Beck's not worried about my fucking goddamn opinion. He's driving a goddamn Mercedes.
We're not kidding.
He's making $7 million. I just saw a video like isn't that the porn star?
What are you talking? You're not okay.
I don't see any. Is he banging Annabelle Danger?
I don't think he's actually banging the porn star that goes.
I think he is. I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna roll with he is because that's what I've seen it. I know he wants to. There's no doubt. So look, maybe there's the cherry on top. If you want to do this, you got to win tonight. That's a good fucking send off. Look, man, I think that this game has all the potential to be awesome. I just want it to be. I do not want to see Indiana boat race these people, especially at Miami's home stadium. I hope that the Miamians, the Hurricane fans, show the fuck out and show up for your team because they're going to need your support. Indiana's got the biggest fan base in the fucking world. They are going to show up. Just Carson Beck and the offense and Tony and them boys do your job. That offensive line and Bain and Mesidor are going to be the reason they either win or lose, period. If they can run the ball and control the clock and they're in 2nd and 3 and 3rd and 1 a lot, it keeps Indiana off the field. It keeps Mesidor and Bain fresh, and then they can pass rush when they need to rather than playing. You don't want to get in another fucking rocket sock 'em back and forth game like they did with Ole Miss. You can't do that with Indiana and win.
I agree. And look, I think Miami has more athletes than Indiana. Like across the board, roster-wise, they have more like dudes. But I also think that Indiana is more of a team, and obviously Signetti's, built these guys up, bringing them in from JMU, all these small school guys he's built up. Now, I think Carson Beck has been in a national championship. I mean, he's got 2 of them. He didn't play, but he's a backup. He understands it. I think that experience is going to be what propels Miami to win this ball game. And I don't. Did you watch Signetti's press conference after last week versus like Beck's? Like it seems like in my gut, Signetti, when he said I'm gonna go get a beer and relax, it just was like, okay, all right. My reaction was I'm thinking deep here. How are you taking Miami? You just think you're going to steamroll Miami? I think Miami's coming in to win that natty here. Personally, I think it's about to be the old time you bring it back to 2025 here or 26 here. But
I don't think that he was saying it out of like we don't have to take Miami seriously thing at all.
That's fair.
I just think it was, look, I just had this was a hell of a fucking game, and I'm fucking tired, and I can't wait to get ready for Miami, and we're gonna go get ready for these motherfuckers and move forward. That's what I think it was. I don't think Skinnetti is dumb enough to just pour gas on the fucking Miami fire.
Yeah, that's fair.
They've gone all week without igniting it. Why would they do it right before the game? So this what Indiana has done should give every Buff fan a ton of hope. True. If you can do this at Indiana, you can do this at Vanderbilt. You can do this at Kansas. You can do this at fucking Iowa State. You can do this at Colorado. You can do this at CSU now in the new Pac-12. You can do this at Boise. You can do this at fucking Purdue. You can do this at Kentucky. You can do this fucking anywhere. Period.
Indeed.
Period. You just got to figure out a way to hire the right coach and let him run. Because what they didn't do was hire Skinnetti and then try and micromanage him. They hired him and got out of the fucking way. And he said, here you go.
Google me.
Exactly. Google me. Mm-hmm. So I look, is everybody actually going to be able to strike gold like this? No. But we do live in a world where Indiana's playing.
The way you it's Signetti.
What do I call him?
You said Skignetti or something?
Signetti. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, don't you? Yeah.
No, that cracked me up. But yeah, we
do live in a world where Texas Tech finally won a Big 12 title. Vanderbilt won 10 games, and Indiana's playing for the fucking natty, and they won a Big 10 title. We do live in that world right now. So it sure seems to me like some of the places that couldn't do it when they were regularly recruiting sure can do it now with NIL and pay to player. So if I'm one of the Blue Bloods, I'm kind of concerned about this because now the allure that I have to go somewhere and fucking just go there to get to the NFL, that's not a thing anymore. I can go here and get paid and develop and play and go really where I want to go rather than where I need to go necessarily. So we'll see how it goes if this is sustainable, but I don't know why it wouldn't be. If anything, Indiana's just going to get better players.
Yeah, that's true. And then looking at it from a Colorado perspective, I mean, that should be direct indicator. See, you can go win it. I mean, next year, who knows what the Big 12 will look like? I'd love to see how Texas Tech rebounds going into next year. Obviously, they took Cincinnati's quarterback, but I mean, we'll see how they rebound. Matt, what's your pick for tonight here? I'm going Miami money line the over here. I took it at 46.5, but where are you leaning tonight? The total's at 47.5 right now. Indiana's 8.5-point favorites. It keeps going up and down the line.
I'm going to take Miami in the under. I think we're going to get a tightly contested defensive football game like we did in the Big Ten title game. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 17-14, 20-17, something like that.
Damn, okay. So taking the under here, but rolling with the Canes. Yeah, I think both you and I are in agreement, though. I think Miami gets it done here. I think Miami, I think it's about to be the old time you all over again. And I think that's a good state for college football, even with all the changes, the transfer portal, all of our, frustrations with the way everything is structured in this day and age of college football. That would still be nice to see. But either way, it's going to be a hell of a game tonight. Can't wait to see it. And, man, with that, great show here on this fine Monday, 0 to 60, the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage, brought to you by the Believe Network, FanDuel, and Game Time. Matt, and closing thoughts for we get out of here. I can't wait for this natty night here, finish this work here, and then the big game time here, get some steaks going.
And yeah, everybody enjoy this. Football season's almost over. We got 3 more NFL games after tonight, and it's a wrap. So enjoy the next couple of weeks. Hopefully tonight's game is awesome, regardless of who wins or loses. I just want to be entered. I love great football games, bro. Like the Bronco fucking Bill overtime game was awesome. The overtime game last night was awesome. There's just good football games. There's nothing like it. So I really hope tonight is the same. It's a huge test for Mendoza and his boys, and it's a huge test for that defense from Miami. And can Cristobal join the list of coaches to win a natty at Miami? And can Kurt and his boys hoist the first one at the fucking University of Indiana, of all places, gentlemen and ladies. So yeah, like always, we bleed black and gold here, and we want the bus to be great. And hopefully they're watching tonight and eager to go out next year and try and prove the same goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? So
Indeed.
yeah, a lot to be thankful for here, and a lot to look forward to here in the off season. We will have some pretty awesome news here from 0 to 60 that we'll unveil here when we're ready to, but Bailey knows now, so that's going to be pretty cool, right?
Yeah, some very exciting news. I think you guys are really be excited.
Pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all the haters, we love you. All the supporters, we love you too. And we'll be back tomorrow. Happy Martin Luther King Day, and have yourself a good one. Let's go, Miami.
That's right. Happy MLK Day. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoy the natty, and we'll see you guys tomorrow on 0 to 60, the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage. Have a great Monday, folks. See you tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.